when I was just entering into the teenagehood. I fell from an upstairs and I hit the hand on one of the rails before I landed on the floor. So they took me to the hospital and we started medication. The doctor said that it was a bit late, that the only thing that could save the limb at that time was to amputate it.
You don't identify as a person with disability. Can we know why?
Basically, the word disability has.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Living Beyond Limitations. Today, I have a beautiful and confident woman and an amazing mother of three in the house, Adaora A. Donald. She's a person with physical impairments as she lost one of her arms several years ago. Adaora doesn't identify as a person with disability, and you have to find out why she doesn't identify as a person with disability. So let's meet Adora A. Donald. Hi, Ada. Finally, I have you here on Living Beyond Limitations. It's been
Thank you so
ages
very much.
trying to do this. But you know what? It's a perfect timing as your birthday is in few days' time. So
Yeah.
happy in advance. Good to have you here.
Thank you
All
so much.
right. So just to say this, I love your confidence. I love your
Thank you.
charisma. You're a
Thank
woman with physical impairments, but the way you carry yourself with grace, you do your things with grace, and I love that about you. In our
you.
society, women, young girls are body conscious. We care so much about our physical appearance, and
Yeah.
you have a physical impairment, you have one arm, but you carry yourself with so much grace and confidence. Wow,
Mm.
that's so beautiful. And I love that.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right.
Thank you very much.
So, Ada, you don't identify as a person with disability. Can we know why you don't identify as a person with disability?
Okay, basically, the word disability has a kind of connotation for me. I just believe that probably a better word would have been better for me because I see disability. People use disability for excuses, but I
Oh,
don't.
wow.
Yes, because I believe that I can also still do everything. So I don't want it to be a limitation to whatever I want to do. So that is
Mhm.
why I basically see myself as very okay, can do everything every normal human being does. So that's how I see myself.
Oh, wow. Beautifully said. Yeah. Yeah, like you
Thank you.
said, me too. Sometimes I wish there was a better word for that. I really don't see myself as that. But yeah, there's this umbrella, physical impairment, sensory impairment, all those things they classify as disability. But come to think of it, when you start, there's this mentality, when you start seeing yourself as that, then you start seeing those limitations and everything that comes
Yeah.
with it. I love what you said
Mm.
because you really can do everything every other person
So
can do.
that's it.
Why identify as that? Beautiful. Okay, so can you share with us how you lost one of your arms?
So it all started several years ago when I was just entering into the teenagehood. I had this accident. I fell from an upstairs in our neighbor's house. Then we live in an estate at when I was in Kano State. So when I fell with one of my hands, that's my left hand, and I hit the hand on one of the rails before I landed on the floor. So by
Wow.
the time my parents came home, I told them what happened. So they took me to the hospital and we started medication. But then my father was like, someone came and told my father that that is not where he will get the best medical attention, that the hospital is not the right place. And so my father took me out of the hospital and took me to, all those local,
Wow.
um, yeah, people that work on bones and all of that. So when we got there, we started the medication and they said, that they're going to fix the bone, that it was a bone, that it is broken, but there's a way they can fix it. So we started there. So while we were there, I kept I realized that it kept the hand kept getting swollen, and it was just paining me all through. I was just complaining, but the man who was in charge of taking care of, like, the bone thing, told me that all is fine, that it's part of the healing process. So by the time we get to know it, one of our family friends that came to visit us then at the home, where we're having the bone, trying to manage the bone. So when the person came, the person said to my dad that at this point in time, that he feels that he should take me back to the hospital, because that looking at what he's saying, that this is not, there's no improvement. And so that was how my father took me back
Back to
to
the
the hospital. By the time we
hospital.
got to the
Wow.
hospital, yes, by the time we got to the hospital, the doctor said that it was a bit late, and so they started a kind of treatment and all of that. And so one of the doctors that came at that time told me that the only thing that could save the limb at that time was to amputate it. And he said because that it's already having some decay inside, and then for them to salvage it, they have to remove it. So I remember then my father was like, no, no, something can still be done. Yes, that was at Dala Hospital then in Kano State. And then my mom was just crying all through. I just told them that if that is what is going to solve the problem, that I think is okay, that they should go ahead. And my father was looking at me like, why would I go ahead and say that? So, but thankfully, the operation was done, and then and since then, yes, I've been fine. The healing process was also fast. I thank God for everything. You know, I just realized that sometimes things happen, but you just have to brace up and then face whatever it is ahead of you. So oftentimes when people ask me, I don't want to start going into details. I only tell them that I had an accident. So, and that settles it. So that's how it has been all along.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What a story. So,
Mhm.
just like the advice going to a different place other than the hospital, and you went there and they said, oh no, you have to go back to the hospital. So,
Yeah.
how did you feel about that? Were you not upset with your dad for taking you to that place where they couldn't give you any solution? And going back to the hospital, they said it was too late. Didn't you think that, oh, if you had continued with the hospital, they would have remedied the situation?
Yeah, I just feel, then they were a bit naive. They only wanted to see their daughter get healed. So they didn't know what to do at that time. So I really don't think I should blame them, because they wanted a solution. And then whatever solution comes and you are just trying to get it, whether it is the best or not, all you wanted is just to get a solution. So that was what actually happened.
Okay. Oh, wow. So
Mhm.
sorry. So, how was it like for you going back to school with an as a young girl?
Initially, it was a bit challenging, but over time, I realized that it was easy, because I realized something, that sometimes when things happen that way, God has his own way of making things for you easy. So I realized that I went back to my boarding school, because then I was in boarding school. I
Okay.
still went back to boarding school because my father was asking me then, like, do you still want to go back to that school? And I said to him, yes. And my father was like, no, you can't go back to that school because, and I
Hmm.
said to him, no, I have to. So I went back to that boarding school, and I was able to adjust. I still remember when I returned back to my school, we had one of our classmates then. I don't know what happened to her one day, and they realized that one of her legs, something happened to her legs, and then she 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 came back. She went when she went home for holiday. By the time she came back to return back to school, the leg, she couldn't use the leg and all of that. And then suddenly we heard that it was they're going to amputate her legs. And then before we knew that, they've amputated her
Oh,
legs. I still
oh,
remember
wow.
when I went to visit them. Yes, when we went to their house, she couldn't cope. She was like, no, she cannot take it. She cannot live with this. She cannot live with that. So I tried to talk her into understanding that this is life.
Hmm.
You just have to embrace it and move on, girl. And she was, no, she didn't survive it. And shortly before I left the school, she died.
Oh wow. Oh
So,
my God.
yeah, she died. So, she
Wow.
couldn't take the trauma. She couldn't take
Hmm.
sometimes the kind of the way the society see you.
Yes, the
She
societal
couldn't,
pressures and
yes.
all,
So,
discrimination,
yeah,
stigmatization.
exactly.
Wow.
Yes, the
Oh, that's so
stigmatization,
sad.
the way they look at you, and all of that.
Yes.
So she left. So that's how she died. So sometimes it is not just about, so it's about you and you yourself. Just look inward and begin to develop yourself. I did started doing things. People were trying to help. Initially, you know how it is, how difficult it was. But then they were helping, and before they could know it, I readjusted. And I was just myself doing my thing. I could do my laundries myself. I could do a whole lot of things myself. I just need little assistance. And by the grace of God today, I totally need probably minimal. I don't even need most times assistance because everything I do, I can everything other persons do, I can as well. I said to myself that I'm going to go to the university, and I said to myself that I'm going to achieve everything.
Hmm.
I love education, and I prioritize education from the beginning. So even when I lost my father, who was then like the one taking care of me, making provision for my schooling and all of that, I had to go stay with my uncle in Delta. Why? Because I wanted so desperate to go to school. So my priority was just everything about education, education, education.
Hmm.
So and today I surely tell you that it's been amazing for me, my journey about my education and all of that. Even though initially I wanted to be a lawyer and I ended up reading communication, despite that, I am fulfilling purpose.
Okay. Said a person died because of she couldn't take the
Yeah,
the
she saw
whole
it like a
thing,
stigma or something.
trauma
Yeah.
and all that discrimination. So you as a young girl, I'm just wondering, like, people looking at you, you didn't feel any way about that. You know how teenagers are, they're so very, very body conscious, especially girls. So I'm just like, just moved on, like, okay, it's okay to have one arm.
Yeah, I moved on because I had wonderful people around me. And let me tell you, Daniela has been amazing. Have ever since my life, I've had amazing people. I've had amazing friends. I have amazing support system. So it made life so easy for me. While I was in school, my friends, like, oh my God, they were so amazing. My childhood friends back home, they were just there. The love was just massive. So I began to develop myself all over again. I had this confidence I built for myself that anywhere I go to, I stand out because I built a confidence that is unimaginable.
Hmm.
So that is it.
You just said something. That's having the right support system, having people around
Mhm,
you, surrounding yourself with the right people. Like that, there is a whole lot of good to people
mhm.
that are going through life challenges. Like I can't overemphasize the importance of having the right support system around you. So moving on from that, you went to school, you graduated, did everything, and you're married with three kids. Before getting married, did you ever wonder if somebody would like you just the way you are? And how would your children feel about you when you give birth?
Okay. When I've like I told you about support system. I had wonderful friends, amazing friends growing up, and the first person I had, who I would call like a friend, male friend, was so one person that built more confidence in me, and then it was just amazing. But along the line, it didn't happen. But ever since my life, it's been easy. Relationship hasn't been an issue for me because people have always come around and they liked me for who I am. I have to be very discerning to know who is for the right purpose or who is not. So my six senses are all intact to detect who, but I haven't had any challenge so far. And to the glory of God, when I met my husband, it was also so easy because I knew he was actually my husband, because when I told him about it, he was cool with it, and today everything is fine. I've never thought of in my life, thought of how would my children perceive me. But it has never been in my mind like my children, like I only knew that I wanted children that would be amazing, children that would love their mother. So
Hmm.
I've never thought of that, thought has never crossed my mind. It's always been that I just want amazing children. I want a daughter for a first child, and then any other sex can come later. And I want an amazing daughter that will as well understand that this is what her mom is going through, and this is how she should support her mom. Daniela, what happened was that growing up when they were little, we always have there's something, there's some matters that we have inculcated in them, I and the dad. So we always tell them about it. When my little daughter was little, she would always tell me, Mommy, I'm your hand. She will add her other hand to me. It's okay.
Oh,
Can I do
oh,
this for you? You understand? So she will say, Can I do this for you? So they were growing up and they were adapting to that. It wasn't basically an issue to them. And they always identify. Like when I get to their school, they will virtually take me around to meet everybody. Ah, this is my mom. Oh, this is my mom. Like sometimes I'll be like, if you should let me be. Have you seen my mom? Oh, that's my mom. I was like, excuse me.
wow, so
You
proud of
understand?
you.
So yeah, so that is just it. It's just how you did handle the kids, what you put in them, what you made them understand. Because the truth is, by the
Okay.
time you tell them your story, they know your story. You just have to tell them the story and tell them exactly what happened, so that they too will know that this is not how it was, and you understand. Because
Yeah,
they deserve to know what happened. Whether they
yeah,
are little or not, even at their tender age, you must talk to them about it. And so it's been cool, and it's been beautiful with them.
yeah. That's how I tell my daughter about my story, how it
Hmm.
happened. So she's so like, oh, so you could say before you gave birth to me, that kind of stuff. Oh, mommy, it's okay. Sometimes when I feel like, oh, I'm ashamed. Back then, some years back, I would like, I don't want to go to this place because I don't feel okay. She was like, mommy, what's wrong with you? So because you can't see what you can do, let's go, Joe, that kind of thing. So it's so amazing when you
Hmm.
have beautiful kids are understanding, they know your story just from that tender age. My little sons, they've come to understand as well. And they don't care. They still say mommy, mommy, mommy all over. It's so beautiful to have
Yeah.
amazing kids. Yeah. You know why I asked you that question? Because
Hmm.
you know how our society is. Someone might just come and say, "Oh, see your mother has this. Oh, your mother is visually impaired. Oh, your mother has one arm." Friends and all that would want to say something hurtful to your kids about how their mom looks like, that kind of thing.
Let me give you a case scenario that happened. My daughter was telling my little daughter, her teacher in fact told me. She said one of the classmates was talking to her about it, and she said to them, "My mother is just an amazing person. My mother is beautiful. She can cook. She can." She started narrating the positive side of her mother, and then all the children were like, "Wow, your mother can do all of this. Ah, that is good." And you see that way, they did never talked about it again, and they just kept dwelling on the positive side of me. Each time I come to the school, they all rally around me, come around me, give me a hug. Wow, what did I bring for them and all of that? They are so excited to have me around. So that is it. So it's just the mindset.
Yeah, that's true. So, have you ever felt low sometimes because of your condition?
Like I told you earlier, sometimes it is about you, your mindset. It's just like whatever you populate in your mind. And that is why one of a writer once says that um, think about your thoughts, because they could talk to they could be your word, and if you don't watch them, they become your action, and if you don't
Action.
watch them as your action, they become your character, and they become
Hmm.
your destiny. So I'm very conscious about that. Every time, anywhere I am, my thoughts line is very, very, very pure. I try to depopulate the whatever that will make me start thinking less of myself. I put it down because we are human beings, and if you don't guide your thoughts, if you don't watch your thought will watch over you. Your thought will take over you.
Hmm.
That is what has helped me because generally, as humans, you must have that thought line of sometimes feeling certain ways. But when it happens, I try to like remove that thought from my mind and make sure that my thinking is in the right way. I have positive affirmation, like I told you earlier. I start thinking of what I can do. I start thinking that yes, I can achieve this, I can do this. So that way it makes me see myself flying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, we all have to guard our thoughts because our thoughts are very powerful and it can shape our destiny. Well said. All right. So, what has been most challenging for you living with an
Okay, talking about challenges. Um Basically I can't really as I am now,
Okay.
the challenging thing that because I try to live beyond my disability, I hardly realize when I have challenges. I
Okay.
hardly, I
All right.
rarely.
That's wonderful. That's beautiful. So, you say your faith has played a very important role in your journey.
Mhm. I've seen God, His hands. I've seen His fullness. I've seen everything about Him. He has helped me in areas that I even felt were impossible. He has even made me, see myself way above what I was like anticipating. So I'm a strong believer that God cannot leave me nor forsake me.
Yeah.
So that's my belief.
All right. That's great. Okay. So, as we wrap up, what would you like to say to our viewers, especially young girls and women who are living with physical impairments and are finding it difficult to go through life? Just thinking about the story of that person in your school that passed away because she lost a leg. What would you like to say to people like that, especially women and young girls?
The truth is, it's a phase. And when it happens, it's a phase. Embrace it at that time because it will come and pass. You see, those feeling, those thinking, those perception, people's perception, and all of that will come and pass. Now it is about you seeing yourself and loving yourself. And that is where self-love, you just love up yourself. You just do things that make you happy. Because if you don't, you slide quickly into depression.
Hmm.
You see yourself thinking what you shouldn't think. You see yourself having suicidal tendencies. So it is better you begin to find ways to recreate your world,
Hmm.
find ways to recreate things that you feel you cannot do. And then, most importantly, do not let anybody look down on you. Do not give anybody the room to belittle you or to see you like you are a nobody. You know why? If you do give people room, they will take it. And that is how they start seeing you, they start making you feel less of yourself. And
Hmm.
that's that way you start see, the confidence you have, you no longer have your confidence, you have begin to have low self-esteem, begin to think like someone who has no hope. You understand? So it is very important that you know the kind of people you interact with, your
Hmm.
friends, your circle. How do they see you? How do they perceive you? You can let go of people who don't value you,
Yeah.
people who don't yeah. You must articulate this. It must be priority to you. Am I where I am valued? If I am not, just let go. You don't have to, you don't have to impress anyone because they see you as a less of a human being.
Mm,
You understand? So you must see yourself standing. I want to encourage everybody out there. Don't see your challenge. Don't see your deformity or whatever name you call it as
mm.
as something that can limit you.
Yeah,
Live beyond that limitation. Live beyond it.
yeah.
Look at it that it is nothing. Belittle it, and don't let people pity you. Don't put
Mm,
yourself as an object of pity.
yes.
Everywhere you go to, people should pity you. No.
Mm,
In fact, don't even give people room to pity you. Because even
yes.
when you sometimes your body language can tell that I don't give people room to pity because I am not a subject of an object of pity. So let me do whatever I can do, and whatever any other human being can, I can. And my word, my motto has been, yes, I can.
Yeah,
So and
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Well said. Don't let anybody bring you down just because of your challenge and surround yourself with the right people. That's very, 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 very important.
yeah,
That's great. Yes, we all can.
yeah.
We all have to rise beyond our limitations and live beyond our limitations. Thank you, Ada. Thank you so much for being here.
Daniela, thank you so much. Yeah,
Our birthday is
thank you.
around the corner, July
Oh
22nd.
yeah, birthday
Happy
girl.
birthday in advance once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you so much.
All
Yeah,
right.
God has been good. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Nice having me.
Thank you all for watching today's episode of Living Beyond Limitations. I hope this inspires a lot of young girls and women out there living with physical impairments. Do like this video, drop your comments, and share with anyone that might benefit from Adora's story. Stay tuned as we bring you more inspiring stories like this. Bye for now. Until next time.